Yeah, we can go out of order. Whoever's got an answer. That's an interesting one from a Viking perspective.
Gorm will probably finish up the ship. There's enough too much left. Maybe build a smaller one and just sail throughout the month. Just see as much as he can before the month ends.
Got to get out in the sea, no matter what.
Ah, 1 month. I think Svenja would be fighting, drinking, and writing down her last poem. And maybe ensuring the population of the Vikings, although not enough time. So fighting and drinking and singing and storytelling, and that would be her thing.
Business as usual.
Probably more fighting and drinking than usual. But... Ooh,
yeah, I guess that begs the question. If you know you're going to die in a month, does that mean you're going to be immortal until then?
Yeah, that's kind of that's the one angle. The other angle is if I know I'm going to die in a month in an unheroic manner, I'm going to try and my absolute best to get into Valhalla heroically. So fighting recklessly to die bravely.
Anyone else got an answer there?
Feel as you would find up the giant father. If she's died in the attempt of trying well, right? But well, guess you can spend what remains teach Jormund how to swim, so he at least doesn't drown.
No thanks.
Well, or I can just hold his head underneath the water until he stops.
Good luck with that. I think Jormund would probably want to spend his month traveling like his father did. He's heard a lot of tales from him and would like to see some for himself.
I think Katya would do the most that she could to prevent Odd from returning. Trying to convince her a plan that it's not a good idea and to join forces with somewhere else and stuff.
Oh, well, that could be interesting. Yeah, I think some of these things, even if you don't have a month to live, might be interesting to pursue. But does anyone have a recap for us? I'm assuming not, do I?
No, I can do. So we started the session just after taking a long rest. The giant was being dragged off, did not want to fight for Odd. That's what I wrote as a first note. So we're traveling towards the stone circle, up towards the CS Tower. And coming to a small river where there's a little bit of a performance. Katja offers to carry Svenja across. They make a big performance of it. So Svenja is dancing on Katja's shoulders, doing back somersaults, etc., etc. just because nothing interesting has happened for like 10 minutes. So, stone squirrels. As we approach the stone circle, we hear male voices chanting and we sneak a little bit closer. So there's a bit of an argument going on between some sort of men wearing bunny hugger, tree hugger kind of clothes about the blessing versus the summoning ancestor versus essentially trying to decide the sequence of a ritual. There's a very bored looking druidic woman sitting on a rock listening to them. And she's very happy to see us. They have had an encounter with some bandits and they are a bit shaken after that. And they ask us if we would be willing to protect them while they conduct the ritual. We set up a couple of traps, but the barbarians carefully avoid those coming from the northeast. And we essentially protect the druids while they're doing the ritual. Just as they get to the moon part, the stupid dog runs into the middle of the circle and loses his shit, goes into some sort of rage. And Yorman follows him in. I think Svenja's fighting with the big leader, Beastmaster kind of, and he asks us why we're protecting the witches who stole their beasts, and we know what that means as a Beastmaster. But so that's kind of the conversation that's plaguing Svenja as she's in combat with us. He manages to strike a near fatal blow. She goes into 0 points and into beast form and essentially flares out, which kills her opponent and maybe Nightwing. And we leave the day where Svenja is passed out but stable, and Nightwing is busy dying. And I think the rest of the party, we have defeated the barbarians. The ritual has come to an end, and that was where we left.
Yeah, and that is where we'll rejoin you now. As yeah, I think Svenja, we may need to have another look at those rules for what happens at the end of your rage, but I think you were supposed to be unconscious there from the damage, but as Nightwing has been taken down, one of the druids, as they have finished their ritual and you've just cleaned up the last of these bandits, is going to see what's happening over there and immediately start running towards you. Is anyone else doing anything?
Yeah, I think Yorman would just straight up ask the druids, "What have you done with my dog?"
So, they would all, like two of them, the two human-looking ones, would be looking at the dog and back at you and just shrugging a bit, going, "That was as much a surprise to us as it was probably to you." But meanwhile, you will hear Ursa just. It looked like she may have been running over to Svenja, but she runs directly up to Nightwing and begins trying to cast a Cure Wound.
Does Shepard seem any different? Other than being just massive?
Nope, he seems to be acting like his usual self, but yeah, is now large. Much larger than he was.
Wait, is this a permanent is now large thing?
Yes, it doesn't seem to have changed, but you can make an Arcana or a Medicine check to see if this is permanent.
Oh, shit, I can't. I'm past that. I'm just going to quickly let the plumber guy out. I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Well, fuck. I thought it was gonna be like one of those moments, like I was like, you know what, let's roll this and hope to get an @1. you know. But nope, not 20.
Not 20.
I was like, let me roll, and then I'll get like a 12, and I'm like, no, it's just growth spurt, you know. But that my accent
Well-
isn't working very well. But
Yeah, went Scottish. wasn't
yeah,
it?
it did. It
But-
did.
Don't worry, there's that in Mordia too. But you would actually, being half giant yourself, you would recognize that Shepherd must have some giant blood in him. That this is possibly a blessing from, could be Thor, one of the famous half Jotuns. Even Odin keeps wolves, so this is definitely a divine blessing that he has received here, and it would be a shame for him to get any smaller. You can see his muscles are set. It looks like this is a permanent transformation.
Okay, she'll look at Jean and say, let me just try and get the accent right. No, is just giant blood. Nothing to worry about. It's not working. It's okay.
I can't help but be worried about the fact he has giant's blood.
You have growth spurt. Growth spurt. Yes. Is okay.
Hmm.
He's
The
just big
tor-
now.
The turtle is going to walk up behind you and next to you, Yeoman, and say, "Why are you so surprised? It seems you are able to do something similar yourself."
Well, I studied giant's magic, and as far as I can tell, he can't read books.
But they say that dogs tend to look like their owners, you know. Perhaps he has learned some along with you. Though our magic, it tends to awaken the spirits of nature. It is likely that he had this within him all along. He may have just sped up the process.
Spirits of nature. As the woman just kind of reaches up and rubs Shepherd behind the ear.
Right, do an athletics check to see if you reach. How big is Shepherd now?
He's large, but at the same time, so am I.
And Svenja, by the way, I don't think you just immediately fall unconscious. You actually take necrotic damage, and that brought you down to 2 hit points. So you are down, but I mean, well, you're not down. You're alive, but you kind of come to it at this point, as you can see the one druid that it is sitting and is healing Nightwing quite effectively, but you will notice that one of Nightwing's one of their wings is badly damaged by the explosion, and it doesn't seem to be healing properly.
Oh no. No more flying and messing with your bosses. Damn it. So has the ritual worked, I guess is what Svenja would ask. Other than for Shepherd.
Who are you asking that to? The woman who's nursing Nightwing.
Yeah, let me just refresh the map and see where am I sitting relative to. Yeah. I think she might just stay where she is on the ground for a moment there, lying there, and wait for the blue smoke to stop oozing out of her flesh. and wings and stuff.
You would see that as she's kneeling down with Nightwing, she'd look to you and say, "Oh, I will be with you in a moment. This is strange, Seder. And she'll sort of come over to you and nod and just say, "Yes, we managed to finish the ritual. Just we were about to turn around and help, but you are all very capable fighters. Thank you very much."
I am curious. The big guy said that you are witches who came and stole their beasts. So what did he mean by that?
She places her hands on you and heals you for 12 hit points as this glow comes from her hands and she kneels next to you. She shakes her head and she says, "No, those men were poachers. They had been stealing people's mounts and trapping animals in the forest. We freed some of the beasts and they did not take kindly to it. But had you not been here, I fear they may have gotten their revenge." She just sort of glares down at the body behind, or whatever's left of it. She says, "You have strange Seder. How did you do that?"
It's complicated. I guess that's one of the reasons we want to get to the Seder Tower, to speak to the seer, to understand this.
I'm sure the seer will be very interested to meet you, as I'm sure for all of you.
So let me see if she's deciding to trust her now. I think she's inclined to trust her. So this is just a roll for my. Okay, I'm not going to trust the dice in this one. I should just go with. Yes. I think it has something to do with spirits of some sorts. Like when you said the wolf has got maybe a nature spirit inside him, I think it's a bit like that. I don't. It doesn't feel like magic because I can't control it that much. It comes when I'm badly hurt. So it's not me doing it. And that's, I think, as much as she's willing to share with this, with Ursa.
She would start to try and explain a Nordic concept to you, which I've forgotten the name of now. What is it called? The spirit animals.
Wait, hang on a second.
Remember, I posted something about it a little while ago, but essentially she would explain that we all have
Flygo?
Not
Same thing.
totally.
Yeah, Filgia. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but she would explain that we all have spirits within us, guiding spirits, that it is unusual to see act in such a way, but stranger things have happened, and I'm sure the seer will understand more. It seems if we are done here, we will be making our way back. We have some boats at the river nearby. Perhaps you would like to just take a rest and we can get moving. I'm not sure if any more of those bandits are around, but it would be best to avoid them if we can.
Well, if they are poachers, like you said, we've heard of lots of poaching activity in the area, so sure they're not the only ones. And speaking for myself, I would be delighted to journey on a ship, maybe give Nightwing a bit of time to rest, and thank you for healing her, by the way. So don't take this the wrong way, and then say the command, Nightwing go into the amulet, where hopefully Wing can rest.
Yeah, you do see her kind of like scowl a little bit as Nightwing gets trapped back into this amulet, but she will sort of take the impression that this is a healing place that you've sent it to. So she'll say, I'm not sure why my magic was unable to fix the wing. I suspect it has something to do with that strange satyr of yours, but I'm sure with time she will recover.
Yes, I'm sure there's a nice stable with clean hay and lots of rats for her to eat in there. What do hippogriffs eat? Rats? Snakes. It's an eagle. Rats, snakes, and small children to eat.
Anything.
It's a mythical creature. It doesn't eat. Let's see what. Burrow for insects, and they will eat small and mammals and birds. This is what Newt Scamander says, and he's in a movie, so he wouldn't lie to us.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to trust anyone on magical beasts, good day.
He's definitely going to be an American actor. Yes, British actor. Right. I'm not taking this serious enough.
Don't take it seriously. God, it's a game. But yeah, you'll see the rest of the druids now. They will all be thanking you for helping them complete their ritual, and yeah, just introducing themselves. I'm not sure if we actually did that last session, but one guy would especially come to you, Kamala, and thank you for taking out the one who was slashing at him there. You are quite handy with those blades, miss. I'm in your debt. You see, he looks kind of intimidated as you say that, and he gets up close, and there's a little bit of a strange aura about you as well. But yeah, what would you guys like to do here, as they have said that they will now, I mean, as a reward for helping them, they will lead you back to the Seer's Tower. But there are also a bunch of these guys around if you want to try and loot their bodies and that. They are just bandits. So yeah, what do you want to do? Are you taking a rest?
Yes, since I didn't necessarily participate in the battle, I'll offer my help. I'm not sure what ships they use, but if they need help piloting them.
Yes, that we will show you what we have. We have got 3 rowboats that we came in on. I'm not sure we'll be able to fit everyone, but we will see when we get there.
Okay. I mean, the big guy that Svenja was fighting, did he have anything specific around an axe or a belt or some sort of trophy, essentially? So she's not the gory, grisly, chop off the head and carry the head with kind of person, but he was a worthy foe.
he was a berserker, although he was wearing. Was this guy? Yeah, I think he was wearing wolf skin. Which is like for a berserker. Or no, he does have bear skin. He's wearing a black bear's skin. He has got bear's shoulder guards if you want to take those. Otherwise, he's had his battle axe, but it's nothing fancy.
Yeah, I don't know if this is more of sort of a trophy thing around foes defeated, but I'm guessing there's not much of the bear skin and the guards left after that little explosion.
Yeah, it does look badly damaged, but there is like half the face of the bear is kind of torn away. This is, you would know that a berserker gains that name by killing a bear and wearing its skin, so that would be about the best representation to take for a trophy. But yeah, definitely you can see the burns left by that flare.
On second thoughts, no, I don't want to lug around entire bear skin. But he fought bravely. Maybe we'll run into ready to see if the rowboats can transport us all. Unless anybody else wants to go through and loot and look.
Who knows? Maybe his nice axe, and she'll see if she can find something. 'Cause why not?
Yeah, you'll see they've got there's a couple of hand axes here and there. Most of them had little smaller, just regular. What should we call it? They like Mordian axes. That's what we'll call it. I'm not sure what you're using.
A great axe.
Yeah, all their axes would seem too puny for you.
It's tiny axes. I don't like. I'll just like throw one away.
Hand axes can be good for throwing, though, if you want ranged options. But I don't know, you might not be able to throw. I don't know what your stats are like.
Kate, you might just want to check the Mordian axe description and negotiate if your great axe has the same. Because if you roll with Mordian axe at 20 on an attack roll, you can possibly disarm it.
How do you find that?
Yeah, there are great axe variants that you will be able to get, but because you are not actually your tribe is not Mordian native necessarily. You don't have the same kind of technology. You guys are more like primal. You're like one step up from using bone clubs.
Yeah.
In fact, bone clubs are pretty cool when they're made of mammoth bone. Like that's a that's a good move in your tribe. But yeah, you know that there are definitely some powerful great axes out there.
Not.
It doesn't do as much damage as an axe, but most people don't hang around to see how much damage it does. The intimidation factor is fabulous.
So I am going to, you can still let me know if you want to rest or whatever, but I am going to move us onto the big area map so you can take a look around where you want.
Yeah, I think if we don't fit into the rowboats, a short rest or a rest might be worth it, but else just resting on the boats. I think Svenja is pretty keen to get to the tower as possible now.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I wonder if there's any more animals in the cave network.
updated map.
Yeah, because, well, they were poachers, and I must assume that's where their sort of base is.
Yes, that is where we liberated some of the creatures from before. There may still be more in there, but there could be more bandits as well.
Maybe another time.
We just kill. Easy.
Yeah, there might be more. What, do you want to do a quick pest control detour?
Is good plan. Yes.
All right.
Out of character, I don't think that's a good plan. But I'm playing a murder hobo, so she thinks that's an amazing plan. More kills, better life, violence, yes. But feel free to tell her no.
Well, I suppose we did set on going to the Stadia Tower first. We can find a cave network on the way back, or on another expedition.
Okay, so anything from Gorm or Camilla?
This year.
Okay. Democratically thusly decided.
EU democracy.
I want to know why suddenly Svenja turns more Valkyrie-like and starts blowing shit up. Fairly at the top of my want-to-know list.
She needs to balance out Katya.
And what
Instead.
happens if it happens to any of us, if we're in the same boat?
I think the most concerning is if Shepard has that power. And by God, I hope he does.
I mean, if we're discussing this in character, would indicate that she's concerned about how addictive this is and what happens if you lose control. So I don't know if she's shared. Yeah, no, she hasn't shared with you that. So as players, you all know the scene. Shared with what all of the stuff that's happened there. So I guess all we really know is that Thor came and took away Ursula because of the danger of having a storm giant spirit trapped in. Now, in Svenja's mind, that means one of two things. Either Thor and Odin does not know about her yet, which is unlikely now that it's happened twice in 2 days, or her inner beast is not as dangerous as the storm giant that was in Ursula, which is comforting, I think, mostly.
Not at least at all.
I mean, I also
Well, we
wouldn't.
know.
I wouldn't put it past Thor that he is just a huge racist. So.
Isn't it like half racist?
Half racist.
Svenja, you can give me a religion check because you have, like, your mother did explain some certain things that, I mean, she might not have known about the things you've been experiencing now, but in her stories and in the encounters you had with the Valkyrie, Tyr has been mentioned a number of times. The Valkyrie that you killed did mention that she was of Tyr, and that helmet has shown you similar things.
Yeah. Yeah, 21. Okay, so she's. I think the integration problem for her, the acceptance that she has imprisoned the Valkyrie instead of setting her free. So there's more a sort of a denial thing happening here, maybe. But okay, I'll take that religion check as that she's starting to join up. Wait, is she starting to join up that Thor was pissed off about the storm giant and Tyr either doesn't give a shit or doesn't know or is supportive of this? So,
Yeah,
so
I will
many.
say it seemed like you and Ursula might have had very different things going on. There were some similarities, but you've had a very clear interaction with the Valkyrie, and you know that it is related to that. There's been no mention of giants in your encounter, and you would know that Thor has a fondness for hunting giants.
Well, he made us promises about blessings if we defeat giants, so I don't know if capturing one counts.
Yeah,
But,
he may have
we'll
also
see.
been referring to the Goliaths that you made allies with. But yeah, I suppose we'll have to wait till the trials of Asgard to see if you've earned his favor. Unless you can ask the seer about that. They do tend to commune with the gods. But at this point, the druids are going to sort of start making their way down to the boats, and you'll see. Well, I'm actually going to move us onto a different map, as I will explain what we see there. But this is basically what we're looking at on the world map. Just might be a bit easier for your machines to process. Now, okay, it might take you a moment to load in here, but now what is important to know about this map, this is going to work a little bit differently, and this is just going to be this nice, slow, calm exploration. Maybe you'll run into some things, but this might be a little bit experimental. Those little tokens down on the left, you will see that is the Druid Circle where you guys are at the moment. And we can load you guys up onto one of those as if it were a vehicle. So I would like to, just because there are going to be 3 boats, we can split things up, and you guys can decide which druids you are traveling with, who's going to be on which boats. But for now, you are all traveling together, so we won't worry about the groups until you actually set out. The other thing is that it is measured in time rather than distance. It is exactly to scale with the other map, but I've worked out how long it would take you guys to move in general. If you are dashing, you'll be able to basically move 2 blocks or like at double time. But for now, you guys are making your way down to the river.
Slightly worried about the logistics of having a horse and a horse-sized wolf.
Well, Baron, I wonder if Mikkel is going to join us, because he might be able to help them.
He said he's not gonna join.
For a second, I thought you said Mika, and I was like, why would my cat join D&D?
You never know. That's the
Well, she is
secret
Elden
one.
Lord, so
Well, your cat is actually a genius artificer, so kind of
yeah,
need him.
exactly. Mika, come here. You need help.
Okay, so yeah, as you get down there, you will notice that these are definitely not ships. They are very small rowboats. They could probably fit like 3 normal people each. And yeah, looking at the group that is walking up to it, the horse, I think you have got an amulet that you can store it in. I think everyone got one of those.
Oh, I thought it was just a completely normal horse.
You can still get the amulet.
Yeah, the amulet's just like a pokeball that you can
Okay.
to store the mount in. Though he only had the horses out there. He was hiding all the more exotic things. But also, it's a unicorn, remember? That's what he sold you. It,
Yeah, but I still just don't believe that.
But like every night you try and take the horn, poor bloody thing. It's like, ow, 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 ouch!
Look, until it grows a horn on its head, as far as I can tell, it is just a good stallion, and that's it.
yeah, so you do have that as well if you don't want to use the river, but the druids would tell you that in order to get there, the safest route is to go downriver. We could go through the mountains as well. There are mountain passes that we could take if we can't all fit on the boats. But I will say there are some places that we should be careful of. We will guide you, of course, but do be wary as we get closer to the tower. There are some strange creatures out there that we haven't exactly narrowed down yet. You'll see when we get there, but just be wary. The rivers should be perfectly safe, though.
So we've got two options, I guess. The one is all on the boats, or three options, all on the boats. Some of us just ride our mounts next to the river, or we try and create a raft of some sorts. Chop down a couple of trees and do a rafty thing. We've got druids who can't chop down trees, but we can ask them to shape a raft for us out of wood or something.
We can help you to gather lumber for sure. But yes, we understand the need. We have wooden boats ourselves. And then as she says that, she gestures over and looks, and then suddenly looks shocked, and she says, "Oh, no, 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 no." And she goes and runs up to one that you can see is dipping a little bit. And as she runs up and you guys actually get right up to the boats, you will notice that those bandits from earlier have most likely sabotaged these boats as they have been badly damaged. And you see her looking quite distressed, as though they are not going to work right now. They are going to require some repairs.
Yeah, as a shipbuilder, can I try to assess the damage, figure out how long and what it will take to fix it?
Yeah, you can give me an investigation check there with advantage.
Thank God for advantage. 16.
Okay, yeah, 16. You can tell that the damage is not too bad. This was probably just done to slow them down, but you'll just need a couple of boards that, with the druids' help, especially if you're making a raft, you may be able to repair it with the leftover materials. It doesn't look like it would be that difficult, but you are going to need some lumber. I will also say at this point, to repair the boats, if that is what you'd like to try and do, then you can get everyone to help you out here, and we'll go into our first skill check, right? But it's up to you. Is that
How long does it take to get to the tower following the river? It looks like a day or two.
no, not quite. You should actually be able to measure it out in time. So
Okay, I'll be back, guys.
Yeah, like 4 hours.
yeah, something like that. But yeah, it's just a few hours. You should still be able to make it back by nightfall.
Well, I mean, I can help if you want to try and fix the boat, but I'm proficient in smith's tools.
Well, fixing the boat shouldn't be a big problem, especially if we're building a raft. The leftover wood would probably suffice. The damage is not too big, too great. If you can be on wood chopping duty.
The turtle will clap his hands together and go, "All right, everyone, let's get moving. We want to be home before sundown. Let's get these fixed." And he will just sort of signal the other two guys to go, and they will start going to gather wood as they will begin helping you trying to repair the ship. So anyone who wants to help here, I'm going to ask you to please make a... Sorry, I've forgotten which check. A sleight of hand check, please, to try and... sleight of hand or just a straight intelligence check. And we will see how many of you are able to help Gorm, who is going to make a check with your relevant tools. I'm not sure what
I have
that is.
carpenter tools.
Right. So yeah, you can hold on to that for a second, because we'll first see how everyone is able to help you. Yeah, Yeoman goes to chop some wood as he usually does, but the druid starts sort of getting in your way, like as if you're being disrespectful to the wood. But it's just freaking wood. Like, I don't know what they're going on about.
Katya will rather not. She's not the smartest.
Okay. I mean,
It's
there are jobs for everyone. This is kind of what the role
True,
is for, to see whether or not you are helpful in the situation. So
Okay,
far,
my sleight of hand
Yeoman and
is
Kamala have not.
decent. 18.
So
Yeah,
what are we
the
rolling?
druids are struggling a little bit, and you come in and they just ask you to help take one of these pine trees down, which you easily cleave through.
Your axe is not big enough. You must do like this, and she'll just swing her great axe at the tree. See, it's easy. Must be strong, like bear. Yes.
You see this guy that is like, he's quite built for a druid, and he clearly has the sense of Viking honor about him, just looking up at you like in awe, as he's like, "Oh, I will try that, thank you." And he will help you lift that tree and take it back to the group where everyone is able to start chopping it up. They are not doing a great job of it, Gorm, so far, but let's see what Svenja is able to help you with.
She's able to reload Foundry at the moment, unless that comes through. Okay, so do I have to say what I do?
You can roll first if you want to let that determine how well you're performing, but yeah, it's up to you if you've got something in mind.
Okay, so I think here's what she's going to try and do. She's going to try and use her sort of communication skills to see if she can get the druids and the party to understand each other better about which trees to chop and how to do stuff, and translating what Gorm wants to be done into simple Viking for Yormund and even simpler for Shepherd and so forth. So
I'll say you can make it a persuasion or performance check then.
Okay, and if I can find my little carousel with my skills, that will also be helpful. I've got only the groups. I haven't got Svenja's. What's supposed to be?
Yeah, you can go into the actors list on the left. I mean, on the right, there's a skull there. But once we put you into the groups, you will be able to access your characters from in the group. Yeah,
Audience.
you should always be able to open them.
Okay, so what am I doing? Shall we do a persuasion check?
Yeah, this will determine. Oh, yeah, with that, you will be able to help Gorm sort of get everyone working the way he needs them to, and Gorm, you will have advantage then on your check. It will take you about 2 hours to make these repairs, but with everyone's help, that may be enough if this check is enough.
And I will roll a bar inspiration. So light background music.
$24.
All right, that is absolutely enough. You are able to repair all 3 boats, and you have got enough lumber left over here to make a fairly rudimentary raft. If you want to make something that is more sturdy, you'll have to spend a bit more time here. But with everyone's help, you have got enough stuff to start moving down the river. Is there anything in particular that you're doing there to achieve that?
Well, depends what the damage is. If you just like made a few holes in the ships, I'll just block them, I guess. Depends on what the damage was.
Yeah, it looks like they took some axes to these ships. They weren't all that smart about it. They just punched some holes in it, easily patched up. But you are also making a raft as part of this. Or did I misunderstand? So what does that look like? Is that just a basic sort of just some sticks twined together? Or?
Yeah, not something to advance with the little time I spent on it.
All right, nice. Yeah. So then, we can decide which is going to follow behind the raft. The turtle will look at the situation of how much space you have and say, oh, if needed, I'm happy to swim. This is not usually how I like to travel, but looks like we may be short on space. So we can get 3 per boat, and there are 3 boats. So we will do that in each of the groups. Who is going to try and get into boat 1?
I think Katya will try and boat with the smallest people possible, because she's quite big.
Oh yeah, here's time to play weight management. How are we balancing this out? Katya, are you going boat 1 and we can take it from there?
Yeah, let's do that.
I'll take the trusty raft.
Okay, so Svenja will take boat 2.
Oh crap, I thought
Boat 3.
Or do you want
sorry,
it?
I thought I could add you guys to the actual stat block, but it doesn't seem to be working. Should have tested that out. Okay. You guys will just crap. Okay, I'm just gonna have to type them in. So boat one we have Katya. Who else is joining Katya in boat one? I will recommend that you each take a druid with you. So there'll be
So-
space for two of each of you and one druid on each vessel.
Yep, I'm happy to go in boat one with Katya and a
Nice.
Okay, then Elsa will join you.
No, Katya is good for parkouring. This is the girls' boat. We're going to win the race.
The race.
Camilla, you're just going to have to exert your dominance, make the second boat green also a girls' boat.
I'll be right back. Wait.
Camilla, okay, she's been really quiet.
But I took third boat.
Ah, there you go.
I
Okay, so
guarantee you we're going to forget which boat Svenja was on just because of the icons.
And why do you think I want both three?
So by elimination, Gorm has to go in boat three and your Shepherd in two.
Yeah, I said I'll take the raft.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, who's joining Carmilla in boat three?
Sounds like it's her and a dude.
Are we having multiple people on rafts? Oh, where did Gilman go?
Not sure, but I think it went offline. Maybe internet. Okay, he's online again.
Okay, but yeah, the raft is still being pulled behind one of the boats. So which group are you going to be a part of? Storm? Are you putting the boat in the middle of the group or at the end, at the front?
At the end.
Okay, so you will join group 3 then. We'll add you as cargo. Oh no, that makes it loot. Well, actually, we might as well just. Yeah, okay, sorry.
Yeah, apparently, I literally have a feature that says I'll patch it. That I can repair both.
Okay, Yormund,
Yes.
which boat are you getting on? There's Camilla and one of the druids on one. The other one is full, so there's one empty boat.
Take the empty boat with Shepherd.
Okay. You will be group 2.
Gonna assume Shepherd will take up more than one space.
Just make him
Yeah,
sit
the
like a
turtle
human.
was going to try get on that one as well. He's realizing that's not going to happen, so he'll get on the boat with Camilla.
Yeah, just make him sit like a human. just be taller like that, not longer.
No, I
Less
like
space.
to think. I like to think Shepard just. No, then that's gonna fuck up the weight of it. Shepard's just sitting like a cat loaf.
Okay. Cool. So, one guy is going to get onto the raft with you, Gorm. As yeah, that is it. So we are ready to set out here, and I'll put you all on the river. Basically all on the river there. Oh wait, wrong one. Okay, so each one of these blocks is going to be 5 minutes of travel. So you are, as you all load up into these boats, the druids will hand you some oars as they pick up some of them themselves, and we are going to go back into the regular roles that you guys take. So maybe we actually want to move these around. You might want to. I know it's 1, 2, and 3, but it doesn't really matter. You can order them however you like. As Svenja, I mean not Svenja, Carmilla, as the navigator, you are going to have to navigate down the river, and there are going to be lots of treacherous waters. You're going to have to avoid any obstacles in the path or whatever. So I'm going to need a survival check from you, but also a survival check from everyone else first to see if you get advantage on that. To see how well these guys are actually able to pilot these ships. I'll say if you have proficiency in water vehicles, you can have advantage, but everyone give us a survival.
Yeah, let's go.
Oof.
Let's go.
Okay, the dice gods know what's up.
The shipbuilder got a natural 20.
He's like, finally, I'm on the water.
Yeah, my plan B was going to turn into a fish and just swim up river.
Classic.
Hey, Yeoman?
Yeah, I just had to
Oh,
refresh
no
my.
worries. Okay, that's fine. But I'll say then with the natural 20, that is enough to give you advantage there.
Carmilla.
I keep wanting to say Svenja, but I don't know why I mix up Svenja.
Man, like, I love that both mean, like, Gorm, he gets a 4, and I also get a 4 as the first dice, and then the second dice is the good dice. Oh, I love it.
Oh, sorry, my whole machine is done. Okay, I think I'm back.
There it is.
Yeah, so with the 21, yeah, Yeoman, that's actually all right. You do notice that there's quite a lot of fish in this river. It might be good for fishing, but Camilla, you start leading everyone down the river. So we're going to actually put group 3. We're going to put group 3 at the front, and we're going to say the raft is attached to group. Okay. Yeah, so you guys can start slowly making your way down the river, you will see it is you are definitely heading downriver. But as you start making your way, it is. Yeah, we're going to go take this a little bit slowly. I would like. Let's see. Can Gorm, can you please roll me a d10, and Katya, can you roll me a d8? Please?
Yeah, quick question. We're going downstream?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's you see this river is running down from the mountains that you've just come.
Oh, okay. I got a 3 and she got a 5.
Yeah. Sorry, my machine's being very slow.
So can Sena use this time for a short rest, healing and things?
I'll say because you were. Yeah, no. You're rowing a boat. What do you mean?
I'm in a
Are
boat
you
with
taking a
Katya.
nap? Or are you not rowing the boat?
Katya's doing enough rowing for both of us.
Oh, that's true. You do have Katya in your boat. I'll say you can do, but yeah, unless you wanted to, we can retroactively say that you guys took an hour there while you were repairing the ships and stuff to take a breather. Because I mean, yeah, everyone was busy with that, but you could have taken an extra hour to catch your breath before you start rowing your way down the river.
Just realized what Viv did. Just make Katya troll. They will
Huh?
know what I mean. Finland Saga.
What? No.
You know you know the father of the main character. Basically rode the boat alone.
Yeah, she's not alone. Oh, he rode the boat alone. Yeah. Sorry, it's been a long time since season 1. Okay, so you guys are all right. So you are taking a short rest before we leave. So anyone that wants to roll that, roll it now, and then we're going to get into the travel.
Ignore that wrong button. Okay.
So as you guys begin your rowing, and it's quite a warm day. There is, yeah, there's. Sorry. Okay, yeah. As you begin making your way down, you'll be passing through the sort of down going through this valley, and you will notice some movement in the distance as just sort of at the running alongside the mountains. You'll notice some very small figures that you can give me perception checks if you want to try and identify what they are, but they seem bird-like and they are running. Okay, yeah, you guys can see that these are called Macau. They are probably not something that you're familiar with in D&D, but they look like little, almost like raptors of some kind. And I'll place one. But yeah, you'll see a couple of them just running along. You should see. And
That is
yeah, they look.
slightly horrifying.
Rosk, the turtle, will say, "We would do well to be careful of those ones. Those are just the babies, but the big ones, they chase you through these mountains. If they catch you, well, they see you."
Big do they get?
At least 3 times the size of those ones, and the ones that you'll see now are quite small. I mean, they look like. Well, actually, are they? They are technically medium.
Like deer sized?
Yeah, about so. Yeah, you will see that it's got like the legs are its main power, but it's quite brightly colored, and uh, only some of them you'll notice have got the feathers on their head. It seems like maybe that's the difference between males and females. But you'll also see their tails. Some of them start using them kind of like a kangaroo's tail as they sort of stop. They sit back on it a little bit, pushing themselves forward. They very strange looking creatures, and not something that you would be familiar with in Mordia. You guys continue down the river. Being on the river, they don't seem to take much notice of you.
Damn, I should have gone in the total boat.
Why?
So
You
I
guys
could
are
talk to them
close
outside.
together. You can all communicate. You're not that far apart. You're 3 boats and a raft, all traveling down a decently sized river.
Yeah, but Svenja wants to sort of jabber with the total to get to know him, but in the absence of that, while Katya's rowing, she will talk to Ursa about Ursa's past and history and how she ended up in the CS Tower and what's it like living there and food and
Yeah, well,
endless.
the point of this kind of travel is to kind of role play into that. So we can have those discussions as you're traveling. That's the session tonight. We're going to be going through. There'll be some skill challenges along the way, but yeah, these druids also want to find out more about you guys. So please, by all means, ask them whatever you want to ask. Let's chat.
So, these be pets. Asked the. I have the turtle.
No, we don't. He's with
Yeah,
you.
everyone. I mean, actually, yeah, he is with you, Camilla.
All right.
The turtle is with you, but you're not with Camilla now. Gorm, sorry.
With group 2.
You are attached to. Yeah, you're with Yormund and Shepherd in
Okay.
the boat, and you guys behind. Which maybe should have been done the other way around. But yeah, Rosk will say, "You could. I have seen some people try to capture them, but uh, they are wild creatures. They prefer to roam free, I'm sure."
Were they brought here by the poachers? They don't seem native.
The guy in the raft will shout, "No, they came through the what do you call it? The confluence." And Irsa will say, "Yes, there is a place we will be passing by that we believe that there is some connection to the plane of Earth. We think they may have come through there. A lot of strange beasts around these days."
So is it like common for this confluence plane of Earth connection? Seems unhygienic.
The other guy slowly he's kind of also in the boat with Kamala, but you'll see him just shaking his head, and he'll say, "No, it is not normal. It is not natural. I mean, the elements obviously are natural, but these beasts do not belong here. They are like something from Muspelheim." And the guy on the raft at the back will say, "They're not that strange. There are bigger, scarier beasts out there for sure. When you see the ones that fly, that is when you start to run."
Oh, wow. So some of them fly. I mean, how long have they been around? How many of these have you seen?
We try to stay clear of them, Ursa says. That is why we are taking the rivers. A lot of them have moved up into the mountains, but there is an area nearby the Sadist Tower that has gotten drier and drier over the years. We have seen strange rock formations, and these creatures seem to live in those formations. I believe that there are earth elementals at work, but it is far too dangerous for just us to go and explore.
So, I mean, Senya's looking a little bit confused. In all the stories that she heard, druids aren't scared of nature. So she would sort of, I guess, gently, diplomatically say to Ursa, "So what is so terrible out there that you guys are scared to explore? I thought druids just, you're comfortable in the woods."
Yes, we're comfortable in the woods, but this is not normal nature. I'm sure the gods have got some reasoning for it, but they are dangerous beasts. We know when to respect them and leave them alone. They have
Yeah,
not caused much trouble for us. They seem to fight amongst themselves, and there are enough coming through to feed their own little ecosystem. So we just hope that they don't start venturing too far.
yeah, just because they're comfortable with the woods doesn't mean they shouldn't be wary of them. Uncomfortable with the water doesn't mean I'm planning to explore its deeps. At least not in the current state. In my current state.
Yeah, so Senya, I think, would chirp back at him saying, just because you're scared of. So I'm guessing that this here would like to have this conference closed, this rift.
Maybe he is. I mean, they have not mentioned anything to me personally, but as my friend over there is worrying about, the flying ones could become a serious problem. Seemed that there may be more than one, and I mean these things are the size of dragons. We think they are some kind of wyvern, but there are two very large ones, and if they are breeding, we could have a problem on our hands. It would be best to try and send them back through the confluence if we can, if there is some kind of doorway. But that is, as I said, far beyond our capabilities. Do you think you would be able to help?
It sounds interesting, and it sounds like it would be a glorious challenge. Looking at Katya as Katya's rowing, so she'll take the one. What I suspect is if she's helping rowing, then Katya's rowing on one side and she's inside, the boat starts going into circles because, yep. Kind of nudging Katya. What do you think about, can we send these creatures back? Does that sound like a
Well,
brave?
Can we kill?
The big ones could surely be hunted, but they are extremely dangerous. Some of the smaller beasts that have been making their way around, like those macaw, might be easier targets. Still dangerous to hunt. You know, we're not exactly the biggest fans of hunting as it is, but sometimes it must be done.
Yeah, it's no fun if not dangerous. So, if dangerous, I come. I messed up the accent there again, but it's okay.
The total says, "Oh, some of them are very dangerous, I can assure you. We must maintain the balance of nature here. Else the gods may need to step in and do it for us, but we do not know why they are here. Maybe hunting them could provide us with some answers."
So, so many questions, so little time. Svenja would ask Rosk the Turtle about where he comes from, and are there lots of people like him? And I think this is the first time that we've seen turtles.
Yeah, this would be the first one you've seen, and he would happily answer that. He says, "Oh yes, everyone has questions about this kind of thing. I am Mordian born myself, but my parents came here from far south a long time ago. We turtles live a long time, and things were much different when they came here. I am trying to ingratiate myself into Mordian culture more and more by the day, but I try not to forget where I come from." Tell me, have you ever traveled out of Mordia? You all seem quite capable. I assume you are Viking?
Meant to be.
Hmm.
Haven't been anywhere just yet.
I don't think Katya knows if she's a Viking or not. Not in the traditional sense, for sure. She's not really from here.
Yeah, just points to Katya. Maybe not that one. That one, more like a raider.
I come from Fatherland. I am Goliath. not Viking.
Arnvid would say, Vikings are not a people, my friend. They are the travelers. They are the ones who sail to foreign shores. Your people are Viking, if any here, perhaps more so.
Yeah, I
I've
think
seen them in the mammoth fields. They are great hunters. It is an honor to meet some of your strength. And as he says this, Camilla, you're going to notice that there is a large tree that is collapsed into the river up ahead of you, and it seems to be blocking the entire river. Your boats are not going to be able to make it past.
Halt! There is a huge lock that blocks the path. We need to clear this if we hope to get past.
Did you nearly say there's a giant blocking our path?
No,
Hmm.
I could have said there was a giant bad dragon in your path. That's not something you want to look at. Or I could have said Taco was the path.
How far ahead is the log?
It's just your boats have all just sort of had to come to a stop here, as the it is crossing the river right in front of you.
And how big is it?
It is quite a large obstacle here. It is a whole tree, but yeah, might not be too much of a problem to try and shift it with enough strength.
Yeah, Katya will go and try and push it to the side.
You can give me an athletics check.
Oof.
13. You do start budging it, but it seems like it's quite wedged in the river. It's hard to stand in the water while you're doing this. You may need some assistance. Does anyone want to try and help out yet?
Yeah, Yeoman will.
Okay, you can either give Katya advantage or roll your own athletics check there.
Roll with advantage. Katya.
Thank you. Oh,
There we
that was
go.
almost a 3. Oh, phew.
Yeah, so
Thank
Yorman, as you see Katya trying to prove her strength, and it's a hell of a big tree. How do you get out and help her as the two of you manage to move?
Just sort of stands up on the boat, walks along the log, balancing himself, comes to the edge and just squats and tries to lift it, just so it's not as wedged into the bank.
Yeah, and with that, you'll hear the ground sort of as it just tries to restrain it there. You'll hear the suction of the mud and the ripping of the whatever roots were left behind as you guys move the tree and pull it over to the side of the river, clearing the obstruction, and you once again have a clear path ahead of you.
You have good heart. I like. And she'll give like a nod of respect to him.
Yeoman just gives a thumbs up.
At this point, Carmilla, I will need you to please make another survival check to now start navigating onwards, but you will have advantage on this as Erso is going to say, we should take a left, keep going downriver up ahead. If we take a right, we will head into the dangerous lands we were talking about. But if you are feeling confident, it might be possible. It would be quicker, but far more dangerous.
You said survival check.
Yes, with advantage.
Yeah, I just want to make sure I roll from 20.
Yeah, so you will easily be able to navigate everyone start leading the boats forward,
So
but
before that,
and in the
Alki
right
turning
direction. So
around and
which
is
way?
like, so guys, we wanna head to those dangerous lands. Take the safe path.
Let's stick with the safe one.
Yeah, Yorman's made himself cozy, just using Shepard as like the headrest.
Is Katya the only one that's actually rowing?
Everyone is.
Yeah, I mean,
Might be
Yorman,
the most
it's only you and
effective.
Shepard in that boat. You are going to have to pilot that one.
Okay, fair enough.
If you want to be dragged along in the raft, you have just gotten out. If you guys want to switch around, it's, yeah, Gorm is the only one on the raft. Actually, I've realized.
If I'm
know.
getting dragged, can I try to fish? Well, it might
Absolutely.
not work because we're moving, but
No, you can absolutely. You're trawling, and you can see there's loads of fish in here.
and I have
Um,
plus 10 to fishing checks with the magic rod.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
the magic.
so
Yeah,
that
sorry.
will be that'll be a either dexterity survival if you can roll that, otherwise make it a sleight of hand. Yeah, unless there's another something I'm forgetting.
So
I don't think so, but you said dexterity survival.
Katek, you can make a perception check.
Okay.
As far as you can see, Svenja is rowing because her deception roll is higher than your perception. But it does feel like this boat is really heavy.
Mm-hmm. Lazy fuck.
27 on fishing check.
Oh yes, with that you start catching fish like it's going out of fashion. These rivers are packed, and you just start pulling them out one after the other as what's his name? Arwen. What's his name? Arnvid is going to just help you by like helping you pull them up onto the raft, and um he's delighted by this. He says, we don't like to go hunting, but fishing is one of my favorite things. You are quite good at this.
Oh, this rod was designed for fishing, specifically enhanced apparently, but yeah, shipbuilder and the well fish are
He's a good cook as well.
the most common ingredient in the ocean is fish, so I better be good at fishing.
Yeah, so you will be able to gather. We'll say actually roll a d6.
Oh, 5.
Oh, okay. You will gather 5 fresh ingredients as you just gather a whole pile of fish here.
With all this fish around here, maybe it's better to use a net.
You have a net?
No, but you're the fisher.
Ah, I'm not the fisher, I'm the shipbuilder.
Okay, you're Mr. Ocean Man.
Just wait, next downtime I'm getting the fishing spell.
The druid that's on the back here he will cast plant growth to make a little net of vines.
Huh.
Might only need druid craft to be fair, but yeah. Why did I delete it? But yeah, you guys will manage to continue down the river. So you're turning left there. Was that the decision?
Yep.
So,
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, as Gorm is fishing from behind there, I would like Let's see. Svenja, can you roll a d10 for me?
Fabulous. A 1.
Okay, as you guys are rounding the corner, you are going to hear the familiar sound of wolves just growling, and you will see that in the trees, just going up this mountain a little bit, you will notice that there are 2 wolves busy tearing apart one of those macaw that you saw earlier. That they are currently fighting over it, and Yormund Shepherd is going to start like getting quite excited. I'm going to need you to make an animal handling check to try and calm him down. But you guys see these wolves not too far away. Okay, yeah, you see this giant wolf like just start rocking the boat, trying to get out. What do you do to calm?
Just like let go of the oars for a second and just plant my hand on his back rib, just like keeping him there.
Yeah, just hold him back as you go past the wolves. You'll see one eventually manage to pull the meat free and just start bolting as the other one chases him off into the trees up the mountain. And you do get the impression that there's quite a lot of game in this forest that you're coming up to, if there are wolves hunting from here. The druids. Oh, sorry.
Well, I was just gonna say, I should be able to see Gorham pretty easily, right? On
Oh,
the
yeah.
map. Okay. Yeah, then I'll just call over to Gorham. Looks like the gods are planning something. What do you make of all of this? Gorham?
Sorry,
I think
I said I
Oh.
just got back, so I
Oh,
missed the conversation.
all I really just said was the gods seem to be doing a lot recently. What do you make of all of this?
We're either the luckiest people in Mordia or the most screwed people in Mordia. Yet to know which one.
Hmm.
Conrad will say, well, for helping us complete that ritual, I'm sure the gods will be blessing you as well. They are already guiding us. Look at all the fish we have caught.
I just have a bad feeling, you know?
Tell me, have you ever witnessed any natural disasters or events that you believe were caused by the gods?
Thinks about Ursula getting grabbed by Thor. Yeah, I think so.
And how is it that you feel about the balance between humans and nature, the, what the gods are doing here?
You know, me, if you ask me, humans and nature aren't really that far apart. And sometimes it even feels like gods versus nature. I don't know.
The turtle will let out a chuckle and say, "This is an interesting theory. You sound much like the seer. Have you ever felt a strong connection to some particular animal or plant? Are you in tune with the spirits?"
Just leaning back for a second, resting his head against Shepard. Yeah, I'd say so.
Well, and I'm sure you will understand these things are not always to be known by mortal men. The gods have all got their plans, whether we like them or not. Freya will. Oh, what's in it? Ursa. She will say. I don't know why I said Freya, because it's reading the word. Ursa will say that we should be coming up on a turn now at the river bend. You should be able to see the confluence we were talking about. You can all give me a perception check as you are going through here.
Even with the missing guy.
Yeah, I don't think we even have mentioned to Katya that you're missing an eye.
Yeah,
Um,
that's right.
Honestly, I
you
don't
will.
think I noticed.
So Carmela being up front there, you will definitely be keeping an eye out as you make your way further forwards. Carmela, you will notice that the river bend is coming up, and that you will have another decision to make soon. Yormund, you being the lookout, you'll also sort of be looking out into these forests around, and you will notice some game running through there. You'll see some deer and maybe an elk, but it seems like, yeah, it would be a decent hunting spot. And through the trees, you can just see glimpses of uh, these tall these tall mountains, like you guys can see on the maps, which Gorm, you would see through the trees, just sitting from the back of the raft. You would notice some weird looking insects that are flying around. There seems to be a massive swarm of them around the tree line. In the vast distance, you can just see this like blackened cloud. But yeah, you guys are still quite far away from there.
Yeah, I'll just say we should, if I see the like where the river splits, I'll say we should probably continue heading straight. There are some, I think it's clouds of insects that I would rather not deal with.
Clouds of insects.
There are a lot of them bunched up, so they look like a cloud.
So we'll say we have a big problem with the uh, mosquitoes in the summer, and sometimes you get the bigger sturges, but we have been seeing strange insects coming through the confluence as well. Some of them sting, some of them bite. Honestly, they are a bigger pest than the elementals.
Wave of fire through them. Oh no.
Well, no, they are still nature's animals. We cannot interrupt the natural processes, but some nets around your bed are usually a good idea. Though some of them are big enough to kill a wolf. They are. We're not entirely sure how big they actually get.
Try not to think about that.
The other guy in the green, slowly forgetting their names. Slowly is going to say, "Yeah, you and me both." As just keeps rowing. Clearly not a fan of the bugs. Yeah, you guys all see the split in the river here. Gorm has made a suggestion, but Carmela, you are leading the pack here, and you can give me another survival check to make sure you go in the direction you think you're going, but which way are you leaning?
I'm leaning. Question.
The 16 is definitely enough to stay on track, but are you keeping straight or are you turning off here?
She says she's following my advice, so straight.
Sorry, I didn't hear that. Well, we may have to, either way, if there is a large swarm, they can move quickly, but keep an eye out. And as she's like looking up to the top of the mountain that's on your right, that you're kind of curving around now, I'd like everyone to give me one more perception check. Okay. Carmela, as you bringing up the front of the group, and she says to watch the skies, eh, um, or to watch for the bugs. Sorry, I mix it up. Carmela, with the 19, you are going to see up ahead of you, not in the sky, in the tree line. You are going to notice as you're rounding the corner a very large figure moving through, as you see a bear. And you just see it walking out of the tree line, slowly making its way towards another river bend coming up ahead. But yeah, it doesn't seem to pay you much attention, just seems to be walking out of the tree line. However, Katya, with your 16, as Ursa is kind of pointing up to the top of the mountain, like gesturing as though the bugs might come over, you are going to notice something move through the clouds. A large or gargantuan figure. You just see a like massive wingspan of what looks like it could possibly be a dragon, but you just see a shadow move through the clouds for a moment and then keep on going by.
She'll like poke Svenja on the shoulder and say, "There is big dragon up there. Is very big.
Something. Wanna
Big dragon."
take a look?
She's telling it to Svenja, but I don't know if it's Sven. I can't hear Svenja. Dad.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yes. Hi.
Sorry, I was responding to a WhatsApp again.
well, Ursa would also respond, "A dragon? Where?" And you would definitely hear that, all of you, as the druids all start looking up into the sky nervously.
It's up high. Big shadow.
Camilla, with your 19, when you look up, you will just notice the shadow like fade into the clouds as it seems to disappear again.
Guess we target this time.
Sorry, how deep is the water here?
It's a river. It's pretty deep. I mean, what these questions? How deep do you think a river should be?
Yeah, I don't know. If the dragon attacks us and we have to get out of the boats, it's kind of where she
It's
is.
deep enough to swim, yeah.
Okay.
30 feet deep.
No, not that deep. Maybe 15, 20 feet at most. Like 20-foot deep's still pretty deep. Actually, 20-foot deep is really deep. 15 foot at the most. I'm like, just remembering how big. I'm judging all of this based on the size of the poles we used to use at Scouts. We measured those in feet, so that's the only reference I have. But I honestly understand that better than meters because of that. Yeah, you guys are also now, as you're continuing on, notice this bear that is walking alongside you, which, yeah, seems quite close.
I will toss the bear a fish.
Okay, you can give me an animal handling check as you throw a fish over.
15.
Yeah, you'll see as it is walking down. It's like slowly making its way towards the river, probably to do some fishing itself. You throw a fish over to it, and it smells it, and it is going to run over to it and just grab it off the ground, and you just see it start uh, munching into it, going through it very quickly. But the guy on the raft with you will say, "Are you sure that was a good idea?" As he starts to get a little bit, like he starts to stand up a bit on the raft, getting ready as you see the bear take the fish and then look up at you and the pile of fish that is next to you.
I will hide the pile of fish behind me and say, whether it was smart or not, that's too late by now.
We're just watching the bear closely to see if it wants to join us on the boats.
If he approaches, just toss the fish behind him so he moves away.
Okay, I'm gonna say because yeah, at this point, as you look over to it, you see the bear let out a roar and then start charging towards you. So as you throw this fish, I'm gonna say you can give me just a dexterity check to try and throw this. You can use your ranged weapon if you have one, just to as you basically just for a throw.
.13.
Okay, with a 13, you throw it above its head, and you just see this bear stand up on its back legs and catch it in its mouth. As it drops back down onto the ground on all fours. You do see you slow it down slightly as it stops to bite into that one, but it is definitely going to keep chasing. So at the front of the group, Carmilla, you can give me another survival check as you come up to a bit of a T-junction here, and the druids are pointing, saying that you need to make a right and start going uphill, upriver. Okay. Yeah, yeah, you are able to definitely navigate these waters, and lead the group in the direction you want to go. But what is everyone doing here? As you all notice, the bear is probably about to start chasing you.
Yes, I'll have to keep tossing. But assuming he would have seen the pile anyway to begin with, he would have charged us anyway, so don't blame me.
I'm just gonna keep my halberd handy just to make sure it doesn't get too close.
And Katya is speak with animals. I know where she has it from, but she has it.
It's
Maybe
you get
from
it as a for the totem one.
okay. She wants to speak with the spare.
Okay, yeah, you cast speak with animals. Can you post that in the chat?
Yeah.
Because does it lets you understand them as well? Okay, yeah.
Yep.
So you'll hear this bear's roars just change to going fish, fish, as the bear seems delighted and is chasing after, picking up the trail of fish that Gorm is leaving behind as he's just trying to slow him down. But what are you going to try and say to the bear?
You just want fish.
Huh? One fish, yes, fish. And he keeps charging after you. He's not gaining on you.
We do not have more fish that we can give.
Give me a deception check, as the bear can clearly smell this fish. Okay, I'm gonna give him an instant for a bear.
Oh my god.
Actually. So this bear goes, "Oh, keep all the fish," and it's gonna keep running at you. It is now getting. It is like getting to the riverbank. So you will see that it is within 10 feet of the riverbank at this point, as it's chasing after you. But you all keep making your way around the corner of the river.
Yeah, those all three fish, all the three fishes I have left at him.
Why?
Why I can fish for more?
No, that is all
You're
our fish.
encouraging him to keep
No more.
chasing us.
He's chasing us anyway, and those are the less fish. He won't smell
It's done.
anymore.
That is all our fish.
Hey, I fish them. I get to do what I want with them. When you fish
Okay,
them,
Katya, you can give me one more persuasion check with advantage because Form has actually just thrown the last of the fish.
Let's go.
Okay. Yeah, at this point, as you had quite a pile of fish there. Can you reduce those?
are they in the resources?
Yeah, I've removed them. So, yeah, you throw all the fish that you caught back, and the bear will say, "Oh, fine. Oh, this is good fish." And you'll just hear him like going mad is he's now sort of in the river and is trying to pull them all out of the river so he can actually eat them. As he seems to stop there in the water, and you guys around the corner.
Can we take a quick break so me and my dad can swap over from the generator?
Yeah, this
Oh,
is good time for it.
cool. We'll be right back.
Yeah, when we leave the bear sites, I will fish again.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we can get to that
Yeah.
when we come back.
While we have a break, I'll grab some water.
5 minutes, and then we'll jump back in. For those of you who aren't taking a break, are you guys enjoying this so far? This kind of travel?
Sorry.
So far.
I was just asking if you're not leaving on the break. Are you enjoying this kind of travel so far?
Yeah, I'd say so. I think it's more just that I completely forgot where I was going.
Yeah, we won't do like this all the time, but I feel like a bit of theatre of the mind stuff is also nice to get into every now and then. You get so caught up in like, okay, I can move so many feet at a time. It takes you out of it.
Hmm.
Also, I don't know, this again is a custom map, so I'm not so sure about scaling and things, but I think it did a lot of maths to try and figure out, but you're actually moving like over 1,000 feet every 5 minutes, so it's like and I assume you guys are traveling at normal pace, because I think also remember, Camilla, you set the pace of the group.
Yes, yeah, that's also what I did. I think like hurry.
Yeah, just let me know if you do want to make any changes to that. But otherwise, for now, it's all going smoothly.
Okay, so whilst we're moving, Svenja would ask Ursa about the druids at the Seer Tower and how come she's appears to be so young, and kind of just trying to find out about the community.
She'll blush a bit when you ask why she appears so young and thank you, and she'll say, well, that's probably because I am quite young. I'm only 21, but my teachers are somewhat older. There are many druids and magic users that work in the Cedars Tower, but the seer themselves is, well, they are the only one quite like them. We tend to channel the will of the Norns, and the seer communes with the gods, but it is a sacred place where only women are allowed to practice magic, which is why we have brought some of the men who do want to practice to nearby sacred sites you follow the ley lines and find them good places to cast their rituals.
So why? So okay, obviously it's not a problem with men practicing magic. It's just at the towers. Is that?
Yes, the tower is a sacred place as well. It is the will of the gods that only women may practice there. And she would continue to explain some of the dynamics there, and you would get an impression it's like a Uppsala light kind of vibe that they've got going there. Do you know about Uppsala?
I'm
Is that
going
what it's
to.
called? I may have forgotten the name, but it was like one of the only actual like sacred places in that way. The only sort of temple that I think they had in Norway, maybe.
Sweden.
Yeah, might have been Sweden.
Yeah.
But that was only women were allowed to practice there. But that was because they were like the holy version of witches, basically. I mean, I may be butchering the actual Norse mythology, but that's the lore here. Speaking of which, is everyone back?
Yep.
I'm here.
Yeah.
Okay, Camilla, are you here?
Yeah.
Cool. Then we will jump back in as you guys continue heading upriver. Gorm is doing some fishing as we continue onwards, and as for the rest of you, are you guys doing anything in particular?
Katya is rowing a whole boat on her own.
Oh yes, that is a good point actually, and you are now heading upriver, so I'm going to need everyone that is rowing to please make me an athletics check and a constitution save.
I mean, Svenja is not completely inhumane. She will actually properly start rowing now.
It seems Katya might be handling it fine on her own.
Yeah, you've got these two dainty little women in here with you. This is easy job.
I have a wolf. Big wolf.
Yeah, though neither of you are getting tired either. It seems like you quite fit and able to keep rowing. But 17 is definitely enough to keep that wolf moving. But who is rowing the front one? Come
Not me.
on. Oh yeah, Rosk is in your one. He will be doing.
Okay, so Svenja would give up on the rowing after a bit and maybe do Viking rowing song that would be used on raids to kind of encourage and help.
Oh yes, Ursa even says, "Oh, after you were playing earlier, I actually meant to ask you to do that. The rhythm really helps the rowing, and you can make a performance check."
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, it takes you a minute to actually get the rhythm of the rowing to match up. But she will start to sing with you, and all of you actually Sorry, that's what it was. You can all give me a performance check as the druids will start sort of chanting along with you, just kind of like a marching song. I'll ask for one from all of you to see if we can give Svenja advantage. Anyone that wants to sing along, that is.
Don't worry, I'm a very good performer.
Apparently as good.
Yeah, but this is like a
Sing along.
it's like a marching war cry kind of thing. It's you don't have to have
Roll
local
higher than the
talent.
bard.
Yeah, with those that are coming in so far, Camilla, are you singing with them or?
Yes, if I
Okay, that's cool.
I'm singing row, row, row your boat. Swiftly up the stream.
look there. I'm better than the
Yeah.
bard today.
Yeah, it's not bad. So Svenja, you will definitely have advantage there, as everyone else starts backing you up, and that they start, because they are the ones rowing as well. Their rhythm will kind of help you fall into the right tempo, and yeah, with an 18, you absolutely lead them in this song, keeping everyone's morale high, and everyone will have advantage on their next check and saving throw.
Nice.
Okay. As you guys continue on, you see there is some fairly dense forest on either side of you. You will see on the left-hand side a deer sort of walking out through the tree line, not too far from the shore, but doesn't seem to notice you much. Maybe coming for a drink. But I would also like. Who hasn't rolled the d10 yet?
Yormund.
Okay, Yormund, give me a d10.
Ooh.
The gods themselves come closer to hear the singing.
Oh, great.
And not the gods, unfortunately.
Oh,
You see that black cloud start moving over the top of the trees and moving in towards you.
Well, this is
Then you guys want to try and do as you see these insects coming in, they seem to be moving in towards you. Might be attracted by the singing or just the smell of fish. As Gorm, you can give me another roll to try and do your fishing.
trying to get food and it backfires so much.
Yeah, it's the danger of these forests.
24.
Yeah, once again, you have amassed a decent pile of fish here. And just as you are starting to feel like you've replaced that, you, yeah, who is noticing? Well, Yormund, I would imagine you notice them first, as you see, you will all notice very quickly the cloud approach.
well.
Just like a cloud of insects, basically, or they are
Yeah.
actually very large.
They are fairly large. As they're getting closer, you'll see they're like, yeah, some of them are the size of like a chihuahua, but yeah, I guess the size of a small dog.
Katya would like to draw her axe.
Yeah, Yormid is going to light a torch.
I'm going to light my hammer on fire and try to shoo them away.
All right, and yeah, as you turn around the corner, uh, with those things lit, you'll see the swarm coming in over you as they all start flying by. And I'm going to say, Katya, you can give an attack roll with your axe as you see them coming in, and yeah, you definitely think you could slice one of these things out of the sky.
I don't know why it rolled at advantage. And I did that again.
It wasn't an advantage, it was the damage and a d20 to hit. It just looks similar.
Okay.
Yes, because it's a D12. So yeah, a 23, you absolutely slice one of these things in half. What does it look like as are you swinging from the boat?
Yeah. She kind of gets up and cleaves it down at one of them. Well, actually, no, just to the side, just left to right, and it's chopped in half. Woo, woo.
Yeah, you just hear a piece of it splash into the river as the wings kind of collapse with the body dead on your boat. Um, the torch and the flaming one are going to protect the back group as they steer away from that, and unfortunately are going over Kamala's boat, and yeah, the boat they are now sort of swarming over you, and Katya has sliced one out of the air. Svenja, are you doing anything on that boat as you see Ursa sort of ducking and just got her hands up above?
Yeah, so sorry, I wanted to ask what area they do, but would have hauled out her lyre, and as they get closer, would play this little, actually quite almost like a Spanish sounding tune, and spout out a wall of fire around the boat before they. Well, Katya's already done that, but around the ones that aren't yet attacking, and she could do a 50-foot length. So whatever a circle with a 50-foot diameter would, 50-foot circumference would be, and just capture some of them inside of this circle of fire, basically.
Okay, yeah, that is a hell of a move. As you can give me either a performance or an arcana check, to see how many of them you'll be able to get here, as they are moving, and uh, they are swarming past. They have a specific feature about flying by, but if they're flying into a wall of fire, that might surprise.
22.
Oh yeah, with that, as the swarm comes in over the front two boats, you just create this massive shield of fire that just consumes a massive portion of the swarm, as the whole thing just flies in, and you see dead bugs just dropping out of this wall of fire as you are slowly kind of just drifting underneath it while they are all being incinerated above you.
Okay, I think that stays up for. I think the spell description technically says it's stationary, but it will stay up for a bit. It's a concentration spell. 1 minute.
Yeah, I mean that in this instance that's going to end as we sort of move on, but that is enough for like 90% of that swarm is killed. The rest of them scatter up into the sky, and yeah, none of them are able to do anything to you after that.
Nice. So, sort of blow her fingertips in her right hand, and sort of the universal gesture for hot fingertips burnt, and like just grin.
But when I suggest fire, no, it's the way of nature.
Self-defense.
You see Ursa looking kind of embarrassed, but she goes, when it comes to bugs, I've got a little bit of a different limit.
All creatures are equal, except some creatures are less equal, right?
I will beg forgiveness from Freya later.
Well, I mean, we've seen Freya's cats, and we know cats like. I doubt that she's feeding vegetables.
Exactly. What would one of Freya's cats have done? They would have swatted it out of the air. Thank you. You are very wise, Ben. Yeah.
Okay.
So as you guys continue on, you will now see the trees open up to reveal some grasslands, and you will see in the distance this massive rock archway that it looks quite out of place here. You see all the stone structures around here don't look the same as you would see around the rest of Mordia. It looks more like a desert landscape. You'll see there are even cacti and things growing out there. It seems dry and arid, and uh, yeah, that is most likely the confluence they were talking about near there.
Okay, so, but she returned to Ursa and I thought confluence would be like some of these gates we've been finding in the woods. She described the giant gates with the rune, or the gates with the giant rune. It's not something like, because this is just a plane. There's no. How does it link to the other world, to Earth?
We think that the actual confluence is some sort of gateway. We believe those arches might hold some secrets, but it is very interesting. You must tell me where you found these archways. They are peppered around, but it, it is hard to find them. I think what you were describing is more likely the gates built by Loki, which many of the gods use, but the confluence here leads most likely to the elemental plane of either earth or fire. We assume earth because of the elementals that are roaming, but you see those large boulders, and you can just kind of make them out in the distance. The darker stone. Say some of those tend to come to life, so be wary.
Okay, so Miss Svenja would happily exchange information about the stone gates we'd found in the forest. Those are the only ones I can think of right now. With Ursa, and where else did we see? Oh,
With the cats fairly
Yeah.
early on, but it
Yeah,
was
the
broken.
broken star map thing.
Yeah, she'd swap notes with you as well, and she would actually say that when we get back to the Seer's Tower, I will have a look through my maps. We have located some of the others. We believe that some of them may even lead to the Feywild, so we are hoping that we may be able to open them.
Mm. I'm wondering. I can't whisper to Gorm because they're too far away. The trees. So just sort of cautiously fishing. So are you what was it? The Elven throne, where we did actually link to the Feywild, or was it Camilla that went there to see Freya?
Yes.
So
Both
sort
of
of,
them led to the Feywild.
yeah.
You guys did actually stick your head into the Feywild and through the gates, but it was only Camilla that sat on the throne.
And so she should sort of say to Ursa, "Have you heard anything about the Elven throne, the fairy throne in the forest?" Sort of try and
Oh
describe.
yes, I know the place you speak of. It is a meeting place for, well, when Freya holds court in the Feywild with many of the Fey creatures. Any of the Fey in their material realms can go to places like that and bear witness to whatever is happening, perhaps the judgment. It is said that sometimes Frey even steps through to the material plane and will be seated there herself, but generally it is whatever archdruid or dryad may hold some sort of authority in that forest.
We definitely need Ursa to come with. She knows.
Carmela, you come to a fork in the river, and you will hear Ursa sort of getting distracted from their conversation, saying, "We are getting close now. We should make a decision about which way we want to travel. It is a little bit harder to get up the river. There is a small waterfall up ahead. You may not be able to row all the way up." And yeah, she just sort of suggests that maybe this is the point to abandon ship if you are going to. But you do see there are two separate rivers that you might still be able to take.
So our options are the South River, abandon ship, and we'll go further up North River ship. And
Yeah, but I don't know if the raft will withstand going up a waterfall.
Straight ahead. Or, in other words, take the ride.
mm-hmm.
Okay. So you can make another survival check to try and follow that river to the right. And the rest of you can please give me a perception check. Oh yeah, more than good enough. Comment.
Oops, that should have been an advantage. Oh well, that's good enough, probably.
Did my perception roll come through?
It did.
Okay.
Yes, that was a 13. You got, yeah. Yeah. So, Svenja, you would notice another shadow in the clouds that is moving sort of to your right and high up above, but just to the south of where you guys are. Like towards the arch, basically.
Point them out to Ursa this time. And does that look familiar? Is that part of your confluence problem?
Her eyes will widen as the shadow grows bigger and bigger, and it is going to sort of just appear through the cloud as she says, "Yes, that's it. That's the Rathalos." And you will see a creature descend from the clouds and down onto that stone arch. And yeah, you see it just drop down onto the archway, perch there, and let out this bellowing roar that just echoes over this sort of canyon that they're in. And as you hear that, you will see a group of those Macau in the distance. You'll see them all begin to turn and just start running away from it as it seems to be tracking them, and they start running north.
Oh no.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys can see this off in the distance. Is there anything you want to try and do about that? As you can definitely see this beast is looking your way, and they seem to be running towards the river around the bend from where you are. Still about 10 minutes away from where you are, but you can see them heading that way. You'll more than likely meet up with them at the speed you're going.
Should we try to speed up?
Can do, but might be difficult.
We could also just slow down and give them time to cross the and get away. But then we might have to deal with the Rathalos, which I
but
suspect we're
then-
going to have to do anyway.
We will be closer to him then. If they cross the river.
You might be right. I don't think it has seen us yet. Maybe if we stop now, it will chase them and we can sneak past it. Those mountains should give us some cover. As she points to this sort of rock here, that the bigger one of these Macau seems to be now having to turn because they're getting sort of trapped up against it, but they're just running next to the wall.
It's also an option.
I mean, she's just throwing that out there. It's entirely up to you guys what you want to do here.
So we either double timing it or stopping. That's what I can see at least.
Yeah, I think stopping and hiding personally, because if the Rathalos pursues the Macau, it may come across us. No, that doesn't make sense.
So, have you guys stopped rowing at this point to make this decision, or are you just slowly continuing forward?
I think we should stop and hide.
I mean, Camilla, you are sort of at the front, so I'll say each of your boats can make this decision. What are you doing first up front there, Camilla?
And prepare in case. Then I don't have to focus on steering the boat, then also dealing with.
How barren is this terrain?
Quite. You've got a long sight line here. It is like, if you imagine more of like an American desert, but you know what I mean? Or
Yeah,
more like
okay.
Australia, like Australian outback stuff.
Okay, so don't. So whatever you do, don't step on the ground. Make it eat side of it 5 times.
This is like, exactly, why do you think I don't like the insects?
Yeah, assuming like we stop the raft, the boat that pulls the raft stops. Gorm will just jump into the water and just like hold with the raft with his hands, so he won't be pulled away by the stream, and just keep just the head out of the water so he can breathe. So it will be as hidden as it can be.
Okay, so you guys are stopping on the river there.
Think so, yeah.
Okay. I mean, when I say it's barren, like if you're looking for places to hide, you can give it a look, but you do see there are some like tumbleweeds, and there are some cacti, as I said, some bundles of long grass out there, but they are few and far between. So has everyone stopped there, though?
I think I would prefer to get off on the far bank and find a place to hide.
Yeah, Yeoman's gonna do the same. He's just gonna beach his own boat and try and find somewhere to hide.
The turtle says, "Good luck." Goes into his shell.
Can't blame the guy.
Katya will also try hide, I guess.
So actually, let's, seeing as we never use our magic item, something else interfering. Can Svenja, with the lyre, try and cast wall of stone that looks a little bit like a natural rock outcropping, following the side of the river behind which we can hide?
Yeah, absolutely. You can. I'll say you can make. Yeah, everyone will be able to make this stealth checks with advantage, as you do manage to create something that blends into this environment and just looks like another one of these like boulders around.
Oh, shit! Sorry, I'm wrong. I thought it was stone wall, stone shape. That's not going to work. Ignore that. But wall of fire, wind wall. No, none of these. Okay, sorry, I wrong spell.
Okay, no worries. Slotty is going to step forward though, and he is going to cast Pass Without a Trace, as he just says, "Hopefully, it won't notice our tracks from the sky." And everyone will have a +10 to their stealth checks.
I think Yormund is going to try and literally just lie behind the boat just like right up against it on land, and Shepard is just going to chill, submerged in the river, head out on the water like a little croc, but otherwise in the water. I don't think he'd be better anywhere else.
Okay, Ursa's going to try and help you out there as you see her lift her hands, and off the surface of the water, you'll see this fog start to rise as she tries to help out with the fog cloud.
Not great, not terrible.
Oh well. I guess that's. And I think the way Camille just gonna go to the mast, pull the cloak around her, and is like, never that.
Well,
Yeah,
a
so
large
you got
wolf is giving you a run for your money.
I mean, wolves are
He needs
generally
a
don't see
18
them.
for that.
Okay, so yes, you guys are hiding there. You do manage to kind of use your boats and just what little there is around you to hide yourself as with a little bit of magical assistance. It seems you're fairly well hidden. Hear one of the Macau running past you quite close there, Camilla, but doesn't seem to notice you at all as they go trudging through the river. You see the big one, this great Macau, is actually quite large. Like Katya, it looks like it would be a good hunt here, and it definitely looks like it would be a good meal for the Rathalos who comes soaring overhead and lands on the opposite rock there as it lets out another roar. Yeah. Anyone want to try anything, or are you just hiding, or is anyone doing anything while you're hiding?
Katya will hold back. She knows they will not win this battle.
Well, mostly watching what this. Sorry, it's flying past the Rathalos.
Well, that's not good.
Uh-oh.
Okay, it's
I
fine.
mean, even if it only saw you, it still has to choose between you or
The giant Macau.
yeah.
Yeah, it was a group stealth check, so
Oh, okay, that's good. He soars down and grabs the little bunny and leaves.
okay.
Yeah, it doesn't even touch the Macau, it attacks the bunny.
Yeah, there's a little rabbit there that has got a better unicorn horn than your unicorn. But you will, as you're all hiding there, you will from your hiding spots be able to see this Rathalos swoop down and grab the great Macau, the big one, in its talons and just lift it up into the air as it carries it behind it. And I couldn't because the server's so full. I did not upload the image. I'm going to share it on Discord because this is almost exactly what it looks like. Different creature on the side of the rocks, but still. Uh, yeah, you see that creature have no chance at avoiding it as it gets picked up into the sky. Okay, of course, opening an image. Destroy my.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do not want to play with that right now.
Hi.
This is true. We Vikings, we want to die. After we've seen the seer.
And as it picks it up, it is going to fly right over you guys. As yeah, I mean, it'll blow some of your cover away as it just swoops over you. And it is going to land right on the opposite riverbank and start devouring this creature.
Is it a wyvern or dragon?
It is technically a type of wyvern, but the if you ask that, the druids will tell you that they are more bestial than most dragons. They don't seem as intelligent. They seem wilder, and yeah, even though the token might be of a dragon, it is a wyvern. It doesn't have front legs.
Okay.
Okay, so size-wise, am I letting the token of the size control how big this thing is?
Yeah, a little bit. It's the scale on this is a bit weird, but this thing is gargantuan. It is, yeah, humongous. I will.
Yeah, I don't think we can kill that.
Yeah.
No.
Should
And
we
while
even?
it's
Oh, sorry.
Okay, yeah. So you'll see this is. A, you will notice it's bipedal with this spiny armored hide covering its body, and yeah, I mean it is primarily red with these black markings throughout. And you will notice as it is eating this thing, you will realize notice this sort of flame sac in its throat that it uses to produce this deadly sort of flaming. It seems like a ball of almost bile that it spits up onto this creature and starts cooking it while it's eating it.
Ah, it's a civilized beast. Cooks its food.
while it's happily having lunch, I think we should get a move on before it gets hungry again.
Yep.
You'll also notice that it has a long, thick tail that features a heavy spiked club on the end that it is sort of waving around, and you realize, yeah, you definitely don't want to mess with that thing.
Maybe in like 10 levels.
Yeah, Odin rewards us for dying bravely, not stupidly. But okay, let's make a move on. And
You can give me a
start-
nature check if you want to try and assess sort of how powerful this creature actually is. If it, you know, just if you think you'd be able to take it on.
Probably not, but
Nature?
still.
Yeah.
Yeoman has no fucking idea.
I love how I'm doing well in fucking intelligence checks tonight. Like what?
Universe is saying you should have played a wizard.
Got a -1.
You're proficient with nature.
Yeah. I thought it was fitting, even though she's not intelligent. It just like she's nomadic, so nature made sense, even though she's not intelligent. You know.
Well, Katya, you know that this. You reckon you could take this on with a group of your with your tribesmen and possibly this group of new people that you've met. You imagine it's a challenge you could take on. It doesn't look that much bigger than a mammoth, Actually, let me double check. Okay, it's stronger than a mammoth, but not that much. If you
How large is a mammoth?
the mammoths here can grow to gargantuan as well. You get giant mammoths, but yeah, I mean elephant-esque usually. But this thing is much bigger. It is definitely closer to one of the giant mammoths, and you know that with a group of skilled hunters, you could take it down. And you think you're getting strong enough, you captured a giant, you might be able to take it on. Camilla, you know that you might not all make it out of a battle with that thing. If you were to provoke it, you'd most likely find yourself running through the canyons. But you could use that terrain to your advantage. There is a chance you could beat that thing, but it would be a difficult fight.
Some of you may die. Sacrifice I'm willing to.
I am not surprised.
Yeah, Yorman just thinks never, not in a million years.
What did you get?
5.
Yeah, yeah. Why would you even start that fight? Svenja and Gorm, however, you guys would know that dragons generally have got a pretty good horde. You're not sure, that doesn't look like any dragon you've heard of, but there's a good chance a creature of that size has got a horde nearby.
He's baiting us into attacking it, isn't it?
I mean, hey, it could be worth coming back here to hunt this thing later on, but
Yeah, after we've leveled up. Dibs on playing Ursa, by the way, as my next character. I've already started an Ursa character, so you stole my name.
oh, did I? Sorry, it was literally auto-generated. I've got a bunch of Norwegian, Icelandic, like all of these names that it generates from. So, sorry.
No worry, I'll go with second name option, which is Ilfa.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Right.
Okay, so yeah, this thing is feeding, and it looks like it's probably nearly done. The sun is starting to set.
Row your boat.
Yeah.
This time, Svenja will really help rowing at double speed. She's not fucking around this time. What is it? Athletics.
Yeah, everyone can give me another athletics, and yes, Camilla, one more survival, but with advantage.
Come on, Katja, don't slack off.
It was almost a nat 20, and then someone else's dice knocked.
I don't think that's how it works.
I think it does, actually. I think it does. I've got a setting that it can affect it if it hasn't shown up in the chat yet, but could be wrong.
Isn't it just more authentic that way?
Yeah, although that might start a fight around a real thing. Though you are all absolutely able to double time this, and you will have a -5 to passive perception to know if that thing is coming after you. But within about 20 minutes, you have managed to get to the end of the river, where Ursa will say, "All right, we can leave the boats here. The Sage's tower is not far. Let us go before that thing starts looking for more food."
Sounds good.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Okay, so Svenja will resummon Nightwing from the amulet. Specifically because I can find my character sheet. If the hippogriff starts its turn adjacent to creature other than all creatures adjacent to it gain a 10-foot bonus to movement speed. So basically, walking close to the hippogriff means everybody 10 feet, which may help. Pass without trace will also help.
Yeah, that's still up. Probably not for much longer, but yeah. Is anyone else mounting up?
Yep, back
That
on
might
the
be a good
horse.
idea.
Clop, clop.
Not taking the chance with the giant spiders on the mount.
And I'm walking.
How about you get on one of her mounts?
No, you don't understand.
I
She's
get on
willing to like
Shepherd.
being eaten by that Prothula.
I understood neither of you. What?
I will ride Shepherd. He's big enough now.
You fuck no. The horse.
Fine, I'll get on your horse.
He does have a point, though. He is big enough to ride now, Yeoman. So if that unicorn doesn't work out, you might have another option. Don't know how Shepard would feel about it. But you will also see the turtle take a step forward and wild shape into a horse that has got a saddle made of like tortoise shell. It looks very odd, but one of the other druids jumps on. The other two druids will ask for a ride. Neither of them seem to be that keen on turning into horses themselves. Is anyone going to help them out?
Yeah, so can have a ride with me. Don't know what sort of way
I
the
think Kite is
hippogriff.
also walking, since the Oxalotl is like 3 times slower than her on land.
Doesn't she have a bigger movement speed anyway because of the I mean, we're only talking of 40 feet, although everything close to. I don't know how we define adjacent. Adjacent, probably we can't all be adjacent to Nightwing, but Katya can walk next to Nightwing, which gives a movement speed bonus.
You could all be adjacent. There's not that many of you. If everyone's traveling in a little pack together. I mean, even if it sounds like it's a bit close, 10 feet apart is quite a distance.
Yeah, it is actually.
You're not going to knock into each other. I know in D&D, 10 feet feels like nothing, but actually, it's COVID safe.
Yeah, true. It's the other side of a room in most small rooms.
Yeah. And I will say, I mean, Kamala, is it just you on the owlbear?
Yes.
Because the owlbear would definitely be strong enough to support Katya.
She has a axolotl.
Yeah, but is that what you're riding, Katya? Because I don't think that thing's very fast.
Slow on land.
Yeah, she'll ride the axolotl.
She's a nomadic barbarian. She's used to walking places.
That doesn't mean she's fast.
Well, she is, one of her strides is probably worth like 3 of your own, but
True, but
And so what is Katya's base movement speed?
30.
Oh, okay. So when she walks next to Nightwing, she's at 40, which is the same speed that Nightwing can go.
Okay, yeah, that's a lot faster than him, than the axolotl.
so you're just gonna power jog, like just run next to.
Yeah. I had a hiccup.
So yeah, you all set out, everyone just charging along, and Katya just full athlete mode, just running right alongside you, As everyone takes off towards the thing. You will have double movement, basically.
Okay, so if Katya is up for this, I want to do some horse tricks, Cossack style, jumping off the horse onto Katya and back onto the horse and stuff. She's up to doing acrobatic tricks with Svenja.
Does the split like Van Damme between two trucks?
Yeah, stuff like that. Let's see how well our
Acrobatics or athletics for either.
Do I also need to do a check?
Yeah, but I think that was with you that was trying to combo, so you can make athletics or. Oh, there we
Nice.
go.
It's strong.
Yeah. What does this look like?
Well, so yes, so Nightwing is sort of doing its walking along, jogging along thing. With Ursa sitting on there, so Svenja would sort of just say to Ursa, steer, and sort of stand on Nightwing's shoulders and kind of try to jump over onto Katya's shoulders. Walk next to each other, stand 1 foot on Katya, etc. Stand on her hands on Nightwing's shoulders and land on Katya's shoulders with her sort of feet or sitting on it or something. So like circus tricks. Tumblr's
Ursa
doing.
lets out an applause. She's thoroughly enjoying it.
Yeah.
As you go on, I'm going to ask everyone that's riding their mounts to give me an animal handling check. You will have advantage on this because it's just to ride a mount. But as you start making your way through some quite nice open grassland, that you just see the plain stretching out ahead of you, and in the distance you see this Sears Tower that stretches up into the sky. Oh yeah. Hell yeah. So yeah, you guys are riding with ease as you just gallop across the plain. Is anyone doing anything while you're out here?
Just keep an eye out for that Rattler who at least doesn't follow us or follow us. That I'm quicker than the.
Give me a perception check, please. Okay, with a 14, yeah, you look out for the Rathalos, and you're looking for it as you think you can see it moving there on top of the on top of that arch, and then you see up above it another cloud in the sky. I mean, another shadow in the cloud.
Oh well, another Rattler coming.
Is it one?
Oh. Guess we'll find out.
Well,
So
you can stick around. I'm not gonna stick around.
I think the owlbear is the biggest creature here, so I think maybe you are most in danger.
Well, nope. Flying creature. Most like flying one.
You all see it swoop down, a similar looking creature, but this one more of a green tinge to it, and slightly different features, as it looks almost like a female version of the other one. Looks a little bit more sort of slender, as they seem like a similar species, though. As it kind of flies sideways, it just turns up against the mountains, and you see it passing by just as you're riding. But you will see the gusts of wind that come from its wings as it flies past are going to kick up a mound of sand as you notice at the entrance between those things, between those mountains, and not that far from you, it will kick up another creature that seemed buried there. And you will notice this thing like stand up out of the sand, and it also looks draconic, much smaller, but it seems like it was laying in wait for something to run over it, and starts bolting.
Oh no.
As you see in the background, the Rathalos and the Rathian start like swirling around in the air. Looks like they're either about to fight or
They're about to fuck.
yeah, I was trying. It was too easy to say. Uh, but you will see the sandworm that they kick up start running in your direction. You guys, yeah, you can. What are you guys going to try and do as you see it coming that way? Are you going to try turn or just keep on going as fast as you
Now,
Mm.
I don't want to leave anyone behind, but at the same time, that looks horrifying.
How big is it? It looks big, like on the map.
Yeah, they
Um,
are definitely huge, possibly gargantuan.
what I think Svenja would like to do is cast Phantasmal Force on the sandworm and create the impression that another Rathian is coming. So the idea is to make it turn back towards the river, so towards the left of the screen.
Okay, and that is a wisdom save, right?
Yep. Sorry,
All right. Yeah, that's cool. Then that is going to be a fail, as once I. But yeah, the creature will believe that as you see it now, almost diving dolphin-like into the sand, but sort of running out of sand as it's getting into the grass. And as it comes out, you hit it with that spell, and it immediately just turns and starts heading sort of behind where you're. As you guys manage to continue on.
Yeah, I was totally ready to just gallop out of there and
well, that might be our best option, is to just sort of double down on speed and go as fast as we can.
Yeah, which at this point, you feel like you've pretty much gotten clear of that area, and you can see the tower coming up as there is a sort of beacon fire that is lit in front of it, and you can see the strange green smoke coming off of it that with these little, from a distance, look like glowing yellow orbs that seem to be inside this flame. And Ursa will say, "That is the protection flame. If we can get close, none of these beasts will be able to enter the barrier. Quick, ride towards the rune swarm and watch the thorns," as you see a line of bushes up ahead of you that, well, like rows and rows of these bushes that are covered in thick vines and thorns. And I'm going to need everyone to make a con saving throw as you make your way through.
Can I raise my shield to block some of them?
Raise the
Yeah,
shield
you'll get advantage.
disadvantage.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
fine. We're not. You can do whatever. This is theater of the mind.
I also have Yorman to block, so it's fine.
Well,
Yeah, Yorman. Are you just covered in armor? Thorns
yeah.
don't really.
Yeah, both of us technically are, but I'll roll. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, your guys' armor protects you completely. Katia, are you just carving your path there for yourself? You are muted.
Yeah, probably to just be like swinging her axe.
Yeah, you just see this like hail of thorns and bushes just going over over Katya's head as she runs, and the druids are just like, "No, you know how long we've been cultivating the." Well, I suppose we have a path now.
Yeah.
And some of them are able to follow in behind you as yeah, Nightwing catches some thorns in the feathers, but Svenja, you managed to avoid any major damage. You are going to take 2 points of piercing damage, though, Svenja.
Yeah, that's okay. Is Nightwing's wing healed after still damaged?
It seems like it is missing feathers. Most of the structure looks okay, but it looks like it's going to take some time to get the feathers back, as it just looks like one wing. You know, this thing is going to spiral if it tries to fly like that.
Yeah, so that's probably why she's running a little bit off balance. It feels weird with the wing, and she doesn't have the usual ability to just take these big bounds and leaps that she usually does. Okay.
Yeah, also probably still feeling quite exhausted after like the battle earlier in the day, but it is now about 8 o'clock at night. The sun has gone down, and as you are approaching, you will get right up to this fire, and you will see the rune swarm within it as you can hover over to see what this fire kind of looks like. But you'll see now as you get closer that they are not glowing yellow orbs, but runes that are flowing through this. They seem to be protection spells that are set up here, and all the druids will breathe a sigh of relief as you have made it to the Seer's Tower.
Oh, these are cool. Might want to beg, borrow, and steal some.
What the runes for?
Yeah, I mean, they look like fire, they heat like fire, burn stuff. It's like a microwave oven. Put it in your backpack.
Well, they are more powerful than that. They can conjure all kinds of things. They know things of rune magic that most mortals have long forgotten. They can be quite powerful creatures. I would be careful of them.
Yeah.
But yes, if you can train one, could be a powerful ally as well. Please, you can tie up your mounts outside if you would like to let them roam free. It should be safe for them, although with those creatures we saw earlier, I'm a little skeptical. But it should be fine here. The rune swarm will protect any creatures near the tower.
Look, I realized that instead of being on a boat, I could have just been on the axolotl?
Well, don't worry, there'll be lots of river travel. I also forgot to even mention it.
Yeah. So it looks like Svenja will have to learn to row for herself.
She's enjoying acrobatics with her sort of giant compatriot right now. If that's not an option, she'll just fly. When Nightwing's wing is healed, admittedly.
I feel like Katya is essentially being used as a mount.
We can neither confirm nor deny that.
I had a picture of the Sears Tower, but I've generated so many images, I don't know where it's gone.
Elias is restarting the internet.
Yeah, you'll see also around this rune swarm, it just looks like a regular campfire on this map, but there are some taller stone, it's kind of a stone circle around that you can see they probably do some rituals here as well, but it's not uh, it's, it's not all that fancy. They will welcome you to the tower, and I will, if I find that image later, I will send it, but I don't know where it's gone. If you are ready to see the seer, I'm sure you would welcome to come in now, but it is already night time. I think after a long day of travel, you may want to rest. We can offer you some rooms.
Yes, I think that would be a good idea. The resting.
All right. Well, I will have some people prepare the rooms for you. If you'd like to just come inside, you can come into the hall, have a drink, eat something, and we will be able to speak again later. But thank you all for keeping us safe. I wonder if we would have encountered those beasts alone if we would have made it out so easily. But you have all been of great service today, and we will not forget it.
I'm sure you would have made. So Svenja would then just sort of say it's a sort of a custom of hers if to almost sing for the supper. So if the druids and the teachers are interested, she perform a few sagas, songs, tell a few stories, just to relieve the tedium of the same people every night and all the rest of it. So, and she will tell the tales of how they'd fought dragons and ogres and trolls and wyverns and things like that. But also other tales of the dead Jarl where they fought the Draugr and so forth. So she's quite happy to spend the evening telling tales and chatting with
have
whoever.
Important question. Is there vodka?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, you can. Yeah, that's not a common thing to find around here. So you can roll for vodka. Just give me a straight d20, and we will see. Your tribes have passed through these areas, so there is a okay, yeah. uh, she will say, "Ah, well, we haven't had uh, too many Goliaths in here before, Jotuns are." And she seems a little bit awkward about it, but she'll say, "We did have something from a while back. We have certain patrons that enjoy more exotic tastes, and she will find some old Bazirian vodka that, I mean, old being by like probably a couple of months. It's not off or anything. I don't know how long does vodka last. Probably a long time. But
It's made. Let us drink.
yeah, there will be vodka. There will be mead, and there will also be. You will see something. I'm not sure if any of your characters will be all that familiar with, but um, there is what looks like fermented goat's milk. It is something called sira, which is actually quite common in Mordia, but not that common in Braunavik.
Oh, unmute. Sven, I'll definitely be trying that.
Yes, Svenja, you can also give me a performance check here to. They will definitely welcome your performance, but to see how invested they get in your sagas.
Okay, let's do that. My God, not great. 12.
Yes, tough crowd. They do definitely seem to listen in, but a couple of them are giving you and your group, some funny looks as you see that it is a strange group of people in here. As you are telling these stories, at first they seem like a lot of the women that are sitting in here just seem much like anyone you would see in Braudovik, but as you are getting up closer to them and telling these stories, you'll get this eerie feeling coming from them. Like these are definitely um, some serious magic practitioners in here, and you get some very strange vibes. It seems like the stories you are telling are not beyond what they have experienced themselves, and they've probably got some even more interesting stories.
So nothing special. Oh, well. Is what it is.
But yeah, you will be absolutely welcomed as you all drink and feast into the night. We will sort of wrap up the session here and get into the rest of the Sears Tower next week. But for now, you guys can have a chat. Let me know if there's anything else you want to do in the evening. Otherwise, maybe you have come to your biggest waypoint here. So this might be the time to reflect on the journey. You will also all have, there will be 2 rooms given to one to the men, one to the women, and they will be, you'll have a nice bed to yourself tonight. There seem to be loads of beds here for pilgrims and whoever has come to see the seers.
Noise.
There's nothing else for me that I can think of now.
See that the druids are all in there as well, that traveled with you, and they'll come and see you at some point during the night, just share a drink and just thank you again for helping. Sort of also talk about the Rathian and the Rathalos that you saw. You'll hear some of them discussing how they think. Do you think that they are actually a mating pair? Do you think they've got children out there somewhere? We should organize a group to go and hunt them down.
That does sound like a good idea. I would really be curious to learn a bit more about them. But okay, so these are some of the creatures that are obviously not from around druids. Don't know much about them.
Not seen many of them before. Well, or ever. We're pretty sure they come from a different plane, not like any dragons around here. Though there is the big silver dragon that we do sometimes see. Surprised it hasn't dealt with them yet. Maybe those are its children.
Could be this wouldn't be the just between us off the record, the big silver dragon. Is there another one? So Svenja will ask about the big silver dragon. What can she find out to see if it is the one that we had in the cave?
You did not fight a silver dragon. You fought a boreal dragon, which I mean, it was like more white and covered in fur. But he will, as you sort of try and figure out if it is the same one, you will get the impression he's talking about a chromatic dragon that of silver scales, which are notoriously good dragons. But he will tell you that it is one of the oldest. It comes from Bazir, and it nests somewhere nearby. We have seen it by the lightning struck tree to the north, and sometimes in the mountains, but not for a while.
Okay.
You can give me a persuasion if you want to try and get any more information out of them. But what are the rest of you doing as well?
Katya's from Brazil, isn't she? Or is it different place?
Yeah, your tribe would be. I'm not sure how when Katya was born. She may have been born in Mordia. That's up to you. But yeah, your tribe would have originally been from Bazir.
That
You
was
get
a
two kinds of Goliaths. You get the half Jotun from Stormer, like their ancestors go to Stormer, which is known as Jotunheim in Mordia, and then there's Bazirian ones that I think that's your group. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
okay. So I was a nat 20 on the persuasion check to find out more. Dragon.
Ooh. Okay, very nice. So yeah, he would actually. Let me get my notes because at the Sears Tower is probably a good place to find out this. I'm trying to see if he would know its name. Sorry, I'm gonna check my notes, but you can.
We can,
as I'm.
we can drop that in chat if you want to later.
Well, he would tell you that. He would tell you its name, which I will drop later, and he would say that they say that it has spent many years trying to find warriors for the Iranian Games. People say that they have lost people, that people have been kidnapped, and some believe they are taken to a place called Dragonstone. It is not too far from here. in the mountains to the south. It is said that there is a trio of dragons that hold training there for warriors that they wish to sponsor in the Iranian Games. Some say that the Silver Dragon is just addicted to gambling on the games, and that is why they train them. But others believe there is more to it, that they are actually working with the gods. No one knows for sure. Well, no one that has survived going into their Dragonstone arenas. They could just be a rumor, but who knows?
Hmm. Excellent. Sorry, I'm grabbing notes in the meantime. So very rough notes. That is fascinating. So the Iranian Games is featuring heavily in our lives right now. I don't know that she would share the thing of Thor. No, she wouldn't.
I will also point out he said the trials of Asgard. He didn't mention any games. The Iranian Games are a different thing.
Ah,
Like he was talking about, it could, I mean, you might understand them to be the same thing, but you might not know what the trials of Asgard are. So you might think he means the Iranian Games, but the Iranian Games are definitely their own thing. You've never heard them referred to as the trials of Asgard. That seemed to be more like, yeah, that seemed to be a separate thing.
it might be my notes, but I think Thor also said the Asgardian game. Knowing Thor, he would probably see the trials game. Okay.
No, actually, I think you, because you said that last week, and I remember wanting to correct you, but then I was like, same difference. But yeah, I didn't realize you'd mixed them up. So he definitely, I may have said it wrong, but the Trials of Asgard is what Odin has reopened.
Okay, let me correct my old notes. Right, sorted. Okay, so the other players, this awkward silence is.
You cut out there.
I'm saying these awkward silences are the spaces where the rest of.
Okay, well, I mean, you guys are sat around the table after a long journey. If you guys don't want to do any role playing, then we can end the session here.
I'm quite exhausted, but Katya would be like talking a lot and drinking and getting completely drunk on vodka and having a ball of a time. Should probably also ask if she can take whatever vodka they have left with her when she leaves.
Yeah, I mean, you'd probably clean them out of the vodka that they have, so yeah.
Yeah, essentially drunk crushing stuff like if someone like finding a rock to crush and just yeah.
You can roll another just straight, or actually roll a sleight of hand check. This is to see if you crush one of the druid's favorite rune stones, or if you just find random rock.
Oh, geez, then that's good.
Okay, yeah, you're pretty sure it's just a random rock. None of the druids seem to get angry at you.
Nice.
Svenja, you will overhear someone. Well, Svenja and Kamala, you'll kind of hear someone walking past the two of you, just going, "Why would she do that? I didn't do anything to her, did I? Well, are you gonna stop her? I mean, she's like 8 foot tall."
Hmm.
See, I crush rock like watermelon. It's very fun. It's very good.
Yeah, I think Svenja would sort of gently whisper to Katya, you might want to check next time before crushing the rock. It might be pet rock or something.
Rock is rock, no?
When you look back at Svenja, you can see in the dark, like, way better than you usually can.
Hmm. That's
Not,
interesting.
not around the druids. All rocks are not rocks. So she will tell Katya one or two stories that she's heard of druids changing themselves into wall rocks and things like that. So
They're very weird.
yep, you could say that.
They
Definitely.
don't like when I cut down the plants and break rocks. What must I do? This 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 that's what I'm good at. I crush the rocks and I cut down. I destroy. Is fun. Is very fun. You should try. Is nice. And you must drink. You are not drunk enough. You must drink like Goliath. You drink until everything is blurry. And you cannot see. And you fall over. It's very nice. And then in the morning, in the morning, you wake up and your head is very sore. And that's how you know you had very good night and very good drink. Yes.
Svenja is going to nod in complete agreement.
Yes, you see, there is someone who thinks the same. It's nice. Now drink, 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 and she will just give you more to drink.
Damn it.
Find a
if I-
random cup on the table and give it to you.
Just wait for Foundry to catch up. Let's see how well Svenja can convince Katya that she is agreeing with her.
Honestly, she probably just can like.
And I don't know if those rolls are coming through yet. Foundry is doing stupid shit on me right now.
Yeah, you've got a 9 for deception and a 23 for sleight of hand.
Okay, so what that means is Katya knows that Svenja is secretly pouring it into a pot plant, which might be a druid that's a bit of a short rest.
Yes, yes. You must get drunk. and be happy. When you are done, you are happy. And it's nice. And you break stuff. And this show of your power is nice. It's good.
Well, she will continue to work on Katya, but just don't break other people's. Especially if they can use strong magic. Don't break the tribal chief stuff. This is the same. Okay.
So shall we end the session there as play off and don't worry, be happy?
Yeah, I think so. I'm feeling pretty tired now, and it's 5 hours until I get up to go to work. So
Yeah, I have
thank
to
you.
say that the roleplay was pretty fun though. Katya is interesting.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I think it's a good place to end, and we'll get into the tower next week.
Should we
Yes,
move the session an hour earlier officially? I can write it down somewhere so we won't forget.
Yeah, I will try. Sorry, it's lagging out. But yeah, I will add it on the server today.
Can we possibly start at 8 instead of 7:30?
Yeah, I'm happy to do that.
Thank you.
So it's just half an hour different.
Yep.
But then we can agree to end at 11:30 as well, if you prefer.
Sounds good.
Because I know it's probably getting late now. So that would be that would be like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Cool. I think that works. We will do that for next week.
Excellent.
So yeah, actually, Kamala, could you possibly send that in the chat using that multiple time thing? So just say like next week's session will be from so 8, same time we started tonight, until 11:30, so 20 minutes ago.
Yep.
Cool. Thank you. Then I'll just pin that